You don't need to.
Yes. And then we got this. We got that. We got this. And I think we're almost ready to go. Good morning, wonderful people. Good morning. Let me put my camera on. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing great today. Hope everybody's doing good. I can actually see. I have a haircut now. I can see in front of my eyes. Good morning. Let me say hello to everybody here. Omar, Arnulfo, SJL, Dave, Vernon, Pete, Glenn, Wardog, Mont, Robert, Ivano, Eagle Beagle, Devin, Martin, Devin, Kirk, Clay. We got Julian, Lydia, Don, Wade, JB, Angie, Keith, HG, Mark, Richard. Good morning, Richard. Stan, Richard from Puerto Rico. Hola. Brian, good morning, Brian. Gustavo, I hope you and the Boberman are doing well. Rosalind, Robert, Richard, Vertuvian, Stacy, Caroline, Rachel. Rachel, hey, Rachel. Jody, Tom, Ray, Ronaldo. Angie is in. Where are you, Angie? Hold on, let me read this. Things are moving too fast. Hill Country. Hill Country. I love Hill Country. Uh, Richard Stefan from Puente Gorda. Hope you're doing well, Richard. Dave, Ruth, Michael, Moondog, Patrick, Kyong, Walter, Mark, Raj, Mazen, Angie, Henry. It is going to be a great day today. Delbert, Carlos, Samson, Art, William. Good morning. Good morning, William, Sassy Trainer. A lot of people coming in. Tim, CJ, Bill, Debbie, Duzzy. Nice. Very, very good. Good. Good for you, Angie. Good for you. Fast, 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 fast. Illinois Grain Farmer, Rebecca, Charlie Clyde, Scuba Chris. I like Scuba Chris. Great name. Laredo today. Nice. Hey, Kevin from Peru. Not Carlsbad, but Peru today. Can see if you are, then my hair's too short. Say, can you see my eyes? If you are, then my hair's too short. Puerto Rico's fantastic. Uh, yeah, nice, nice, very nice. Good morning, Jill. Christian, Carlos. Good morning, Carlos. Dave, Kevin, Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. Penny, I haven't seen you in a while. You're back. I was thinking about you. You know, Penny, I was gonna send you an email yesterday. I usually hear from you every couple of days, but I haven't seen you or heard you. I was worried about you. I was thinking about Penny, and then finally she's here. Good, good, good. Missed the excitement today. Even had a shopping list for my IRA, but I think could see. Yes, Penny, I agree with you on that one. Doris, good morning. Welcome back, Penny. It's not this. It's not the same without you. It's not Angie Kirk. Good morning, Kirk. Mister, I made $50,000 yesterday. Congratulations, Edgar. Angie, thank you. Good morning, James, Lewis, Scotty, James. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in about 2 minutes. We're going to be starting in about 2 minutes. Let me post some links for you. I will be lying. I was wrong about yesterday. I got confused, but I am not confused today. We're going to be live with Kane. We're going to talk about what overall what the market and what Trump will do next. We'll be on at about 10:40, 11 o'clock. Here's a link. It'll be inside Graham's class. Highly recommend you get there. Hey, William, good morning to you too. Hope you're well. Crazy market action, huh? Martin, good morning, Martin. Genevieve, Jason, is it warming up in New Jersey, Martin, or is it still cold? Keyhawk fan, hey, from Dallas. Hey, how are you? Eduardo, Edward, Robert, good morning. So I'll be on with Kane. We'll be chewing all the info. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to hearing from Kane. Aviation event, the signal was sketchy, so I couldn't trade. I gotcha. Hey, Peter, Joy, Greg, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, all right. And last me, let me give you the link for Customer Service Live, and then we will begin. We will begin. Let me get Cam, and I think Cam is back, but I think he has a cold. I'm not sure 100%. I know he's back, but he had a rough New York, but same cold. Yeah, New York. Oh, I got you. I didn't, same weather, just across the lake. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, that's customer service. We're ready to roll. Steven is ready to roll. We're all ready to roll. All right, so, looking at the market is having a yo-yo effect, and I'm hoping that some of you can finally appreciate why I have been incognito. Not incognito as far as communication. I've been here. I've been here. I haven't gone anywhere. But I'm literally been sitting on my hands like this because we have a huge unforeseeability right now. The hurricane has been downgraded from Hurricane 5, but now it's a Hurricane 4. Hey, Dr. Serena, good morning to you. I think we got about 300 people here. Folks, by the way, I'll only say this once. If you are not getting 1080p video quality, if you're seeing me and I'm a little fuzzy, please go ahead and click on the little cogwheel here and go to 1080p. All right, it'll show you a much better video quality. And while you're there, click the thumbs up button below the video. It helps YouTube. It helps us generate a higher viewership for the channel. If you don't do it, that's fine too. I would appreciate it if you would. I'm not going to harp about it. I got a lot of stuff to talk about today. But the markets are down, and I want you guys to understand, it's not just about, this is what I want you guys to understand, and I hope you guys understand this. Volatility is a double-edged sword. Volatility is a double-edged sword. It works in your favor, and it works against you. When it's helping you, you're all really, really happy and saying, yay, I made 100,000 today. I made 50,000 today. But what half of you are not saying is, I lost 50,000 today. So imagine I went short the last couple of days. Think about it for a second. Just let's play this out. Let's play this out. Imagine I went short the last couple of days. How would that look for us? Let me give you an idea. Let me show you how many stocks are on my short list today. So yesterday we had not a lot. It wasn't a lot. It was only 1,102 stocks to pick from to the downside, right? Not a lot. Not a lot. Not just kidding. That's a lot. That's a lot of stocks to choose from, right? Do you know what the number is today? It's 3. Do you want to see the stocks that are here on my list? PRTA, I can't even pronounce this, and I've never even seen this one before. This is it. So we went from 1,102 stocks to choose from to the short side to a total of 3. Roger, how come you're not giving me any shorts today? 1,102 to 3. Wow. That's a lot of stocks to choose from. So what would have happened if I would have given you, let's say I'm the best stock picker in the world. James says gain 200,000. There you go. James says lost 50 in the last 6 months, gained 200. Gotcha. But my point is, let's say I'm the best trader in the world. I'm not, but let's say I'm the best trader in the world, okay? And I gave you short stocks. I gave you the best short stocks. You would have lost money yesterday. You would have lost money yesterday. I don't care what stock I would have picked. You would have lost money yesterday. Let's say I gave you the best longs in the beginning of the week. You know how many stocks are making 90-day highs right now? 8. Do you want to see what they are? Gold, CVS, US Steel, the Celsius Water, and four others. And by the way, three of them are on my list. So my point is, you would have been in a shake and bake. You would have been. It's not a capitulation, Angie. This is not even close to a capitulation. If this was a capitulation, you would have seen a lot of stocks on my 90-10 list. You want to see how many you see now? 6. That's not a capitulation. A capitulation when you see 150, 200 here. That's not a capitulation, okay? That's not even close to a capitulation. We're just basically trading the tariffs right now. So how do we look today, guys? Well, we have 8 stocks on my list to the upside to choose from. And we have 3 to choose from to the short side. Yesterday, we had 1,102. So I want you guys, hey, JFRE Mix, how are you? So I want you to understand, do you understand why I have not been giving you stocks the last couple of days? Do you guys understand? Do you guys understand? Yeah, baked at 400 Fahrenheit, exactly. Look at every 90-day low. 1,100 of them yesterday. Look at every one of them. Up move, up, stopped out, 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 and stopped out. Every short would have stopped us out. Every short would have stopped us out. Or you would have lost about 90% of the value. We're not waiting for anything, MGA Dianco. We could be waiting for quite some time. I'm waiting for tradable market. I'm waiting for a tradable market. And I'm hoping you guys understand. And I'm hoping that you guys are going to be saying, yes, yes, yes. Thank God. Thank you for you're keeping us out of the Hurricane 5 storm. We don't have a tradable market. We can have a tradable market. Mjandianko, if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. We can have a tradable market without a capitulation. We don't need it. Murray, good morning. Will the CPI be more important than the start of the week? It'll be more important. It'll be a lot more important, but it won't be that important. It'll be a lot more important, but it'll still be, instead of being 3% important, it'll be 15% important. The world is being driven by tariffs right now. Okay? Capitulation versus manipulation. Personally betting on to come out on top prior to the midterm art of the deal. Our Eagle Beagle, I'm not so hopeful. Not good fishing weather. No. So far, he's not coming out on top. So far, he's coming out on the bottom. By the way, before we get too deep into this, before we get too deep into all of this, okay? Yeah, swing. But do you guys, I want to make sure you guys understand what I just explained to you. How yesterday we had 1,102 stocks to choose from for me to pick stocks to the downside. And today I have 3 stocks to choose from. So just so you could see the number yourself, if you think I'm lying to you, you see the number 3? Look at the number yesterday. 1,102. And now we have 3. Roger, well, how are you going to find stocks to the short side? What makes you think I'm going to do that? Well, what about stocks to the upside? Yeah, really? Which ones? This is my list. This is my entire, I have the entire list to choose from has 8 stocks. But right now, do you see the market trend? Well, let's say you shorted BABA. Okay? Let's look at BABA. Let's say you shorted BABA yesterday. Let's just, for shits and giggles, let's take a look at BABA. BABA gained 5.48% yesterday, and it's already up. So BABA would have been against us 7%. Hey, good morning, guys. We're down 7% on the underlying stock, not on the option, on the underlying stock, and we're now above the 50-day moving average. Before you say stupid things here, William, please remember other people are reading it. Please don't say short BABA. Please don't say things like that unless you actually know what you're talking about, because people may actually write it down and think that you're serious about this. Don't do that. Don't do that. BABA's above the 100-day moving average. Don't short BABA. Don't. Please don't. Okay? And the Chinese market doesn't seem to be going any lower. So shorting Baba is the stupidest thing you could be doing right now. Um, yeah, I'm very stingy. I'm very stingy. No, 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 doesn't matter. We still got going there in the 102 or 3. Doesn't matter. We still not going there in this crazy market. We're not going where in this crazy market, Patrick? When you go from 1100 down to 3 in one day, is that a moment that the VIX will come down? No, because we still have volatility. VIX, the big picture hasn't changed. The structure of the market hasn't changed. I mean, it'll go down, but let's see where volatility is as of last night. Let's see. Yeah, it is down. It's down 35%, but it's still at 33. It's not at 20. It's got to come down to 20. It's got to come down to 20. It's got to come down all the way over here. Just look at the size of these bars. This just means uncertainty. This means level 5 hurricane. That's what this means. Okay? Yeah, Alpha Zone will work for you in any time frame, especially if you're using E-minis. So, a few things I wanted to say. Then I know a lot of you guys have been arguing with me, and arguing with me a lot. So, I just want to say a few things that I've been telling you guys for a long time now that you guys have been arguing with me about. Okay? 2 months ago, I told you that the relationship between Elon Musk and Donald Trump is not going to last a very long time. Have you guys been reading the local papers lately? And it is very important because that has a lot to do with what's happening right now. Okay. Did I not say it was going to happen? Okay. Um, did I also not tell you that if Trump keeps doing what he's going to, that what if Trump does what he's going, I also told you that if Trump continues doing what he's doing, bond yield will rise and foreign governments will not be able to buy our assets, like the Japanese funds that didn't want to buy U.S. assets the last 2 days. Actually, it started Sunday. Do you remember I told you about that? I was right. And do you remember I told you that our president was going to blink first? I was right again. So next time you guys want to argue with me, write a letter, address it to yourself, write it down, throw it in the garbage can, and flush it down the toilet. Yes, we have an inversion, and Japan said we're not buying 1.3 of U.S. debt. They said on Sunday night that we're not buying $1.3 trillion of U.S. debt as a result because the U.S. economy is not stable and we don't want to invest in it anymore. And that, my friends, is what happened. So the next time you want to argue with me, next time you want to get political with me, next time you want to do all those things, remember who you are arguing with. And remember how long I've been doing this. Remember the kind of people I have connections to, and remember why you're listening to me here in the morning. You're here to get everything a few days in advance, not to find out what happened, but to find out what will happen. Okay? Uh, that's right, Raymond. Kapow. Kapow. So, did I not tell you those three things were going to happen? I did. I did. I did. That's right. And by the way, did I not tell you that was going to happen? Their relationship is going to break down within 2 months. That no one's going to want to buy U.S. bonds if Trump continues playing this game, and he's going to blink first. All right. Was you on the debate class? Yeah, and I won the debate class in college, Bob. All right. So, look at that. Nobody's arguing with me anymore. Interesting. Now let's move on. Okay. So today we have the report, which is going to be the CPI. The only thing we really care about is this report right here. We care about food over a year. Good morning, Ivan. Good morning, James. Uh, you see, X food and energy. We want this number to be 3%. I don't care. I don't care if this number. I don't care if this number is 3 or 2.9. The Fed wants to show that the conditions. So far, so good, Eduardo. Uh, It seems the last two times I think we were a little bit better. This is not going to make it or break it today, folks. We're still squarely focused within this tariff mumbo jumbo. But I want to see this at 3. Then the Fed can say we're at least making some progress. And I'd like to see this. I don't even care if it's a 2.6. I just want to see it at 2.6 or even 2.7. Basically, I'm okay with these projections. If we see 3.2, oh, shoot, that is going to be bad. If we see this at 2.9, it's going to be very, 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 very bad. Okay. After the market closed, said exactly what you said about Finching. It was almost he was using your words. Kevin, how do you know that he and I don't talk? He was. He did. He did. I read it too. He did. He said exactly what I've been saying for the last week. Literally, Kevin. It was like I should have just posted the article here, right? On Fox News too. But Kevin, let me ask you an interesting question. When did I tell you this, and when did Fox News tell you this? Yes, if you guys haven't read the article by Charles Gasparino, I highly recommend you do because he just repeats every word that I've been saying. Yes, professor, and the Japanese were going to sell the U.S. debt they owned. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He said exactly what I said. Exactly. Down to, I mean, our stories were, it's like we had a conversation beforehand. We will all know in 9 minutes. Yes, we will, Eagle Beagle. How long does it take to negotiate new foreign policy with 70? That's assuming that's assuming that we are negotiating. See, Vertuvian, we're not negotiating anything. There's nothing being negotiated. No, he's not in the class. That you guys are making assumptions that we're negotiating with 70 countries. But I'm going to tell you a little something interesting. We're not negotiating with any country because we can't even articulate what we want from those countries at this point yet. Now, please, I don't want to argue. I don't want to get political. I have enough arguing with you guys here every day about politics, and then I end up being right every time and twice on Sunday. Stop arguing with me. All right. Not that anybody's arguing with me today. That possible, find it interesting that a possible two would be capitulation, Bob Jakes, Rich. Yep. According to, yep. All right. So Bitcoin is coming up along with the market. Who would have thought the correlation between interest rates and Bitcoin? Bitcoin has become fully assimilated. Look at that. Exactly like stocks. And look at mega caps. Look at mega caps and look at Bitcoin. Same level. We got to take out this high, folks. And I'll talk about all that in a few minutes. Most importantly, what is the bond market doing right now? The bond market couldn't get it up to this level yesterday. We're down here. If the bond market falls down, it's going to cause a precipitation in downward pressure in the U.S. stock market. The problem is we're not talking about a range like this. We're talking about a range like this from 86 to 89. Right. Pause is not. We're negotiating Vietnam the way it was yesterday. Japan and South Korea is on the way. Yes, still stands. Negotiation fired by Dodge. We're all the negotiators fired. You guys crack me up. All right. So, folks, the bond market, the 20-year, we want the bond market to trade above 88.95. If we don't see the bond market trading above 88.95, nothing is going to happen. And if the bond market comes here into this area today, please listen. I know we all have a good time here, but I really want to teach you this. This is really important. If the bond market comes into this area today, it's going to be an oy vey moment. No, Carla, I said nobody's arguing with me today. I'm just messing around. I'm not confusing you with anybody. No. I'm messing around. I'm saying usually, not today. Nobody's arguing with me. No, I'm not confusing anything at all. I'm just playing around. Not one person has argued with me today. I will admit that. So you see, this is what I'm fearful of right here. I'm really fearful that we're going to get into this area right here. So, folks, you may want to write this down. This is actually really important today because we don't know what's going to happen with the report. I don't know what's going to happen with the bond market. I really like the fact that the bond market is up here instead of here, but I'm very, very fearful. But I'm very, very fearful. I'm really, really fearful that the bond market is going to get back into this area right here. Okay. I'm really fearful. And if the bond market does get back into this level right here, then again, it creates the danger that we had yesterday. But now we have to do something positive. We can't just say tariffs are off for 90 days. So Trump will have to really spruce up the economy. And I'm going to explain to you again why, folks. If US economy gets dangerously close to being in a recession, our bonds become much, much less valuable. US has to sell bonds. We have to sell about $1.3 trillion worth of bonds right now. And if the bond market keeps going down, Japan is not going to want to buy our bonds. They said that since, by the way, I want you guys to know something. They said that they know because of this because of uncertainty, Brian, because it's creating because all of this back and forth is creating uncertainty. We still don't even know why Trump wants the tariffs, negotiation or to make America great again. You can't have it both ways. Folks, if I'm repeating what I've been saying for the last 3 days now, I hope you guys listen, actually listen. Listen, please listen to what I say. I'm doing my best to keep you out of trouble and keep you guys 3 days in advance. Now, I knew Sunday night that Japan said no to buying government bonds. This has been cooking in the White House since Sunday night, late Sunday night. Okay. This is not something they just decided yesterday. They just were figuring out how to tell you guys for the last 3 days. Japan said no soup. And Trump was in a pinch because if nobody buys our bonds, we have a huge, 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 huge problem. So Mike says, I know the bonds being sold yesterday was not good, but what happened when they sell off? Not good. We'll lose big if we buy our own bond. Yes, 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 yes. Boyd says, doesn't matter who blinked first. It matters that it was good for the U.S. and other countries. Uh, Companies don't know how to price. Okay. Bond market dropping, yield rising because we were growing again, and it's not a bad thing. Okay. Yes, the market falls 3 times faster because fear is 3 times stronger emotion than greed. Oh, people will find a way to argue with me. So right now, what I'm looking for is the bond market staying away from this area right here. This is the danger zone today, folks. This is the danger zone between 87 and 85. Crude oil. Let me give you the danger levels. We don't want to go into this level right here. That's the other factor. Crude oil. Now, what I don't like about crude oil is crude oil went up to the 8-day EMA right here, bounced back, and now it's down here. We're back in this range. I want to see everything above yesterday's high. Yes, James, that's right. All right. So I like how this created a pivot, but this pivot needed to really go higher. This is not a capitulation, folks. Not even close to a capitulation. It was a capitulation yesterday, but that's about it. The only one who capitulated yesterday was Trump. So we want to make sure crude oil doesn't enter the 58 area. Okay. Wouldn't it take time to work off what happened yesterday? Isn't that a natural thing that would happen in any situation? Sorry, Ed. I don't think I understand your question 100%. But Carlos says we're losing credibility and integrity. Exactly. He started to understand what you have always said, Professor. We are connected. He's starting to I'm hoping that he's starting to understand because I've been saying it now since the day he was elected. I hope he's starting to understand because I know his advisors have been telling him this for the last 3 months, and he just doesn't want to listen. All right, so he just doesn't want to listen. So right here, we want to stay away from here. US dollar, folks. If this doesn't now look where the US dollar is right now. We're below, we're below, we're below 101.92. We are back in the oh shit level on the US dollar. We want to see the US dollar rise, not the US dollar fall. The last thing we want to see is the US dollar hit the 8-day EMA and back down. The last thing we want to see on crude oil is crude oil hit the 8-day EMA and back down. I just wish he listened to anything I would say. He needs to tune in here and just listen to Uncle Roger. So US dollar is in the shitter. The bond market is in yesterday's range, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resistance levels above us. Gold. I like gold right now. I really like gold. Why? Because gold will not go up on a Hurricane 5, but gold will go up on a Hurricane 4. I really like gold. And actually, gold stock is on my list right now. I am back to being a gold buyer. You guys remember, hey, Cam, good morning to you. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. So, do you remember what I told you yesterday? Please wait for gold to be above the 8-day EMA and above this VWAP right here. This VWAP is very important. This is the quadruple. This is like the quarterly VWAP right here for now. I'm going to add the new one starting. I got to wait another 3 or 4 days and I'll add the other one. But I just wanted to have this one here. But now I would be a gold buyer. I would be a gold buyer. We don't need to be nasty here, folks, about the administration. I just want to be factual. I just want to be factual, okay? I like where gold is going right now. And I think if we can stay in Hurricane 4 or Hurricane 3, gold will continue moving higher. My biggest concern today, and I'm going to be very honest with you, is going to be crude oil not touching this area and bond market not touching this area. Does everybody understand? Yes, it is. James, you're right. It is key for both. What James just said, crossing the 8-day EMA would be very, very good. So again, folks, I just want to make sure, would it be helpful to you? Would it be helpful to you if I posted this in the Telegram channel? I'll look at it in a second. Would it be helpful, or you guys kind of understand where we're at right now? I'll go there in a second. I just want to ask you, do you want me to post this in the Telegram channel, in the public Telegram channel, or do you guys got it? I was intrigued by what Turnmeyer said yesterday via Perm about sending troops. Yeah, it was interesting. Turnmeyer likes to anticipate. I'm not much of an anticipator. I'm more of a react, news based. Index jobless are out. You do want me to post it. Okay, now let me take a look at the report. Let's see what happened. Now remember what I'm expecting. Not a big reaction because we all know what's. All right, here's the bond market. Now, do you remember a year ago what the bond market would do when there was a big report? Okay, I'll post it in just a few seconds. I'll just go through I will post it because it really is very, very important for you guys to have this. No reaction. Let's see what the number was. Let's see what the market's doing. The market's having an okay reaction. I mean, 1 bar. Now we're back in our range. QQQ. No. Nope. Like I said, very, very little impact. Very, very little impact. Very, very little impact. It would be really nice, folks. It would be really nice if bonds went up here, right here, right here, past all this crap. This doesn't look all that great. And again, don't get discouraged. It's just not a driver right now. And I told you that this morning. I told you it's not going to be a big driver, which is why I'm not so gung-ho on it. Oh, the numbers were fantastic. They were, and I'm not being sarcastic. The numbers were very nice. He did, James. He did both up and down. So this is good. This is good. This is great, actually. This is nice to see. But unfortunately, it's not really having much of an impact on the bond market. But this is good. This is good. This is not going to deter us in any way, okay? This is not going to deter us in any way whatsoever. But I'm going to tell you what the problem is with these numbers. See, these numbers are solid. These numbers make it harder for the Fed to start lowering rates because these numbers are solid. Trump wants the Fed to lower rates. If these numbers were really bad, then we can make then Trump can say, "Hey, Fed, forget about these tariffs. your CPI is getting worse. We need to lower rates to accommodate the economy. In this case, he can't say that. It takes an edge away from him. Now the Fed can say, see, Mr. Trump, we don't have to do anything. Economy's moving along in the perfect, in a natural, what we're doing is working. So we don't need to do anything. We don't need to accommodate anything. So in in essence, this is where good news is bad news because it takes away the whole aspect of we need to lower rates. We really don't need to lower rates. We need to stop talking about these tariffs because the economy is moving. Remember what I told you? I told you that my before all this tariff started, I told you guys, he can't do anything, James. He can't lower anything. I told you guys that a long time ago. I told you that the Fed, if but for this thing with Trump and this whole thing, I think the Fed was only about a quarter too early. I didn't think they were a year too early. I thought they were only about a quarter too early, and I also thought that it would be appropriate to start lowering rates even further in the summer. Remember, I said about June or July. Well, the problem here is Trump wants to lower rates now. And this is basically saying, well, we don't really need to lower rates. We're doing fine without it. What do we need to lower rates for? So this is actually really bad news for us right now because this takes away from Trump's argument, hey, we need to lower rates right now. No, no, this is telling us we don't need to do anything right now. We're coasting. We don't need to do anything right now. Matter of fact, we didn't need to lower rates when they did, which I already told you that too. But this is not going to help us. Okay, this is not going to help us. Yesterday was not okay, Ed. We did not have a capitulation yesterday. There was nothing resembling a capitulation yesterday. We are still below the 200-day. Look, guys, before you get too excited, okay? The 200-day moving average is here. We are in a very, very deep downtrend right now. Volatility is still historically high. We're right here. We need to get back here. We're at 530. We need to get back. For everything to be clear, we need to get back to this level right here. Right here. 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 We need to be right here. This is not a capitulation. This is a pullback against the main trend, which is down. We're below the 200-day moving average. We're below the 50-day moving average. We're below the 100-day moving average. Absolutely nothing has changed yesterday. Now all you have is a strong trend against the main trend, which makes it even harder for us to find short stocks and long stocks. So this creates complete uncertainty for me to the upside and downside. And if you guys know how to make money in this environment right here, God bless you, because I sure as hell don't. Then you're a better trader than I am. Let's see. Jobless claims. I don't even talk about this anymore because it's completely irrelevant. Wasn't the number supposed to come out at 8:30? I'll bet you it's like 219, 220. But so let's move on. Let's move on. Gold. I like gold right here. So let me post these for you guys. Hold on. Let me post these. I'll do something nice for you guys. Do something nice for you guys. And there's some piece coming down, by the way. This is good news is bad news. I'll just draw a little arrow right here, okay? Okay, that's one. And now let me do the other one for you. See how nice I am? People tell me I'm not nice. Actually, nobody tells me that. Here. Do that here. Okay, I gave you guys both in the channel, okay? Yeah, nobody even pays attention to these jobless claims anymore. But look at the stock market and look how it reacted. We couldn't take out the high overnight. We're now back in this channel. We're flirting with the 8-day EMA, and it looks like it wants to come right back down to here. And no, today we don't have a major catalyst. And I told you that the CPI report, even though it was fantastic, it's only confirming the fact that the Fed should be doing nothing. No, we've been good. We haven't argued. We haven't been arguing today, Andre. Actually, people have been really, really nice today. I thought they were going to argue, but they're not arguing today. Okay, we talked of China. China is above previous highs, and that's kind of dangerous in light of what Trump and again, I don't have a clear answer on China. I do believe Trump is behaving appropriately with China. I don't believe what he was doing with the rest of the world was smart, but I believe what he's doing with China is very smart. They've been bending us over for a long time. The problem is, I don't know if we have enough firepower to take China on in the way that he wants to take China on. And in this case, I do not think he's going to blink first. I'm talking about Trump. The fact that China is up above yesterday's high is a little disturbing, okay? I hope not. A Keyhawk fan, I do not want this to happen. I do not want this Picasso to come to fruition. And by the way, the S&P, let me show you what it's doing right now. Huff puffed, came right back down. And look where we are all night long. We gapped down and we couldn't recover. And overnight markets in the world are strong. I don't like this. But the fact that China's up, this can give a little bit reprieve to Chinese stocks. But remember, you got an 8-day, the 100-day, 2 VWAPs, and crazy resistance levels here. But I think I like where we're going with China. And I think China, we need to figure this out once and for all. Rest of the world, I don't think so. Carla says you spent 20 minutes talking about how you're right. Carla, if that's what you got out of here, you need to tune out. Here's what I've spent the last 20 minutes talking about. I've spent the last 20 minutes talking about the CPI, the gold market, the crude oil market, the bond market, the crypto market, going over the reports today, and I'm about to get into the stocks. If all you got out of this, Carla, is me arguing, then you should not be coming here anymore because you're clearly missing out. Carla, please stop doing what you are doing. Please stop doing what you are doing, Carla. Folks, have I been talking about how I've been right and I haven't been giving you any data for the last 20 minutes? I haven't been talking about the CPI, the bond market, the crude oil market, the US dollar, the gold market, China, economy. Then according to you, Carla, then every day what I do here is argue all the time. So why do you even come here, Carla? To argue with me? If you're taking this as 20 minutes of arguing, then you don't need to be coming here, Carla. You don't need to be coming here. So let's review what I've said so far. I've explained to you the dynamics that's going on in the White House. We've talked about the CPI report. I've posted 2 things with a shadow area and talked about the reaction to the CPI live. I've talked about Bitcoin. I've talked about the bond market. I've talked about crude oil. I've talked about the US dollar. I've talked about how we only have 3 stocks breaking down instead of 1,102. But the only thing that Carla heard was me talking about how right I am. Carla, you either need a hearing aid or you need to go back to watching Kramer, Kathy Woods, and CNBC, or you need to be quiet and listen carefully, and you better take better notes. So it's like, Carla, what is it with you? Really? Amazing. Carla, you are an amazing human being. That's all I'm going to say. All right, now let's put everything together that I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes. If that's what you got in the last 20 minutes, Carla, then I really feel sorry for you. Okay? All right. June S&P's down 2.25. Nasdaq 100 is down over 2.33% this morning. Roger, how come you're not buying stocks yesterday? How come you're not buying stocks? This is why I'm not buying stocks. I'm glad most people are, Piet, but Carla, she keeps coming here, but she keeps saying I don't teach her anything. It's very interesting. All right, so we're down 2.33%, and we're down 2.2%, and not very good. Let's continue reading this. Do not know what else you can get this kind of but according to Carla, all I've been doing is for the last 20 minutes, all I've been doing is talking about how right I've been. Carla, really. You really Henry has 2 pages of notes and Carla says that's what you should be having right now, 2 pages of notes. Carla, you're not right, Arla. I think I deserve an apology, Carla. So 10 trillion was erased from the global markets. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Announced a 90-day pause on most of the sweeping tariffs. Countries, just keep in mind, the federal government, it takes 2 years for 2.5 years for the federal government to bring in $10 trillion. And it was erased in the last 3 days. Countries affected by high reciprocal tariffs that took effect will now be taxed at an earlier 10% baseline rate. Perfect. Except China. This will be negotiated, but I like how he's playing tough ball on China. He should have been playing tough ball on China since day one. Coming a few weeks. This is not the first time Carla. Yep. She stirs the pot all the time. She does. She likes to stir the pot. She's very passive aggressive here. Let's see here. Benchmark 500, largest daily gain since 2008. Tech heavy NASDAQ, the biggest one-day gain since 2001. Since 2001. Oh, I know. Actually, 643, David, but who's counting? All right. So folks, we are in Hurricane 4 right now. I downgraded from Hurricane 5 to Hurricane 4. Yeah. I downgraded us from Hurricane 5 to Hurricane 4, but Hurricane 4 is not great, right? It's not really all that great. Yeah. Damage is done. He's opened the Pandora's box. They can't undo what has been done in one statement. Absolutely, I agree, which is why we can't even get above yesterday's high. And to add insult to injury, Fed data is now coming out better than expected, which I told you it would 6 months ago. And that puts us in a corner because the Fed doesn't need to do anything right now. They really don't. The minutes from the federal committee released Wednesday show that officials are worried about tariffs. Now, interesting, they weren't worried about tariffs after Trump already got in the office. They referenced, yes, thank you, Dr. Serena, very, very much for everything you do. They referenced President Trump's policy 18 times in the minutes. I also told you about a month and a half ago that they're going to start pointing fingers at him. They're 18 times. A sharp increase from one mentioned in January's minutes. Folks, 18 times they talked about tariffs, 18 times. And I blame them 100% for not knowing what's coming our way. They should have known better. No, it doesn't, Coach. It doesn't. Matter of fact, Coach, let me tell you something. No. We completely stopped paying attention to the jobless claims a long time ago. And the reason we stopped doing that is because they haven't been doing anything. They've been in the low 200s now for years. Yeah. So now you could see exactly what's moving the market. It's not CPI, it's not interest rates, it's the tariffs, folks. It's the tariffs. Also, some officials outline a possible stagflation scenario, which inflation rises while the economy either stagnates or contracts. Some participants observed, however, that the committee may face difficult trade-offs if inflation proves to be more persistent. Unfortunately, I agree with them 100%. But what I don't agree with is them not being preemptive. I think they made the biggest mistake by lowering rates. Now, the first time they were optimistic that Harris was going to win, but the second time they lowered rates after Trump was elected. And that, my friends, I will not let them forget for the next 4 years. That was a huge mistake because that made them look very, very incompetent. We all know that all these stocks rallied yesterday. Every stock rallied yesterday. I'll talk about individual stocks and levels if you just give me a few minutes, guys. All right. Minneapolis Fed President Kashkari stated on Wednesday that the central bank is less likely to cut rates. Folks, he said this before the CPI report. He said this before a good CPI report, right? Think about this. We are less likely to cut interest rates in the face of tariffs due to inflationary impact. And they are much less likely to cut rates in light of the fact that we have a very nice CPI report. Look, 2.8 versus 3. That's better than I expected. 2.6, I was expecting 2.7. This is a good report. They got 2.4. This is good. The Fed's like, we don't need to raise rates. We're doing our job perfectly right now. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to get all bewildered here, but I get into all of this. I'm very passionate about this. The hurdle to change the federal fund rate one way or the other has increased due to tariffs. Yes, 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 Mr. Kashkari. My only concern is you knew that Trump was going to do this tariff stuff. You knew he was going to play this game. Maybe they thought that he was just going to be playing poker, and that it was. I don't know what they were thinking. I can't get into their head, but I will never forgive them for lowering rates the second time. That was a huge, huge mistake. Everybody's did, Rich. Everybody's did. We now are back from 51 to 81% of probability to no rate change. Folks, there's not going to be a rate change, although I believe if Trump stops this mishigas right now that we're seeing, that there's still a chance they could lower rates in the summer. I'm still hopeful that we can get one in July. We already went through the CPI. Does anybody know what the jobless claims came out? This thing looks like it's broken. Just throw me a number. But if I was a betting man, I bet it would be somewhere in the 200, 220s. Does anybody know? Does anybody know going once, going twice? Does anybody know what this number was right here? Oh, it just popped up. Sorry. 223. Yeah, they were same, no change. Not even worth talking about. Sorry. Friday, we have bank stocks. Are these going to be important is the next question. No, they're not. They're not going to be important because even the bond market is not reacting right now. So they are going to have minor impact. We may get a couple of stocks trading above the 50-day moving average, but I'm not holding my breath. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I didn't see that. That's on me. That's on me. They just posted it a second ago. Even estimate. Thank you. Now, I want you guys to remember this number right here. I'm going to post it in the Telegram channel for you because this number is important. Here. I just posted it in the Telegram channel. Believe it or not, I've been giving you guys pure gold in the free Telegram channel because I don't want you to be hurt. I've been giving you levels, keys. I've been trying to walk you guys every step of the way. Hopefully, we're not going to see another long-term capital market. Well, that's Tony. I was waiting yesterday to see how many hedge funds went out of business. So far, I haven't seen any. But if we start seeing that, that is going to put an impact on the market. Now, this is really important. Europe was able to keep it up yesterday. Europe is up over 5%. Folks, over 5%. Tracking overnight gains. This is very, very good for Europe. Bank, tech, and industrial stocks led the gains. Those are the three major sector, folks, that you need to watch in a bull market. Financials, technology, and industrial. That's like getting your breakfast, making sure you get your carbohydrates, your protein. Financials, you cannot have a solid market rally without technology, financials, and industrials all following along. Okay? All right. Yeah, I'm trying to keep you guys updated every step of the way. Notice all week and weekend you have pretty solid routine. And sorry if you mentioned this in part, but do you have a video on routine? No, well, I probably have many videos on routine, but I do the same routine every single day. And if you guys want, today in the VIP room, I'll go through my routine, okay? I'll do it for you today. I'll go through my routine. Yeah, I've been giving you guys real valuable information. Yeah. So here's Europe. China closed higher today. Very, very good. Ongoing investor expectations of additional stimulus from Beijing and hopes for a potential trade agreement with the U.S. Don't worry, we'll get this figured out, but I do hope he plays hardball with them. Technology stocks outperformed Thursday. The benchmark index rose for the third consecutive session, indicating that investors' attention is turning towards pro-growth action by China after U.S. President Trump increased tariffs. So this is important, but I think they're going to come to a negotiation within the next week or two. I do. You said before that gold may be strong again. Why do you think so? Because as of yesterday, we have less chance of a recession and more chance of a inflation. Gold and energies rise in inflation. Gold and energies and nothing else rises in depression. Yeah. I don't think they do, but you may want to ask Cam. Now, let me post some links for you. Thank you for the reminder. Here's Customer Service Live. Cam is going to be very busy today, I bet. Now, let me give you my link. I'll be on with Kane today. And let me give you the link to VIP room. And I will go through my routine today, actually. I should go through my routine. I don't think I've done that. I'll do it today in the VIP room. That'll be fun. Let me finish this. Japan closed sharply higher, notching the largest one-day gain since 2024. Folks, can you see what's moving the markets right now? Can you see clearly what's moving the markets right now? Nothing except for tariffs. They are 85% of the economy, okay, of how the companies will deal. But this is really good. This is really, really good. Now, pre-market, and all the mega caps are down 3%. U.S. Steel is down 11%. U.S. cars are down 3%. By the way, there is a relationship between GM and Tesla. Believe it or not, it does follow car stocks, not solar stocks, and also consumer staples are down. I don't know what this company does, but so far sentiment is churning. So now let me do technicals. You see, Carla, I'm still talking about the same thing. All right, so bond market. Look how close we are to the gray area. Remember, I drew this and I posted it in the free Telegram channel for you. If we get back into this area in the bond market, it's going to be ugly, because then we get back into the level we were at yesterday, which means we still don't have enough certainty to move forward. And if that's the case, then our president is going to have to jump through more hoops to give us a feeling of warm and fuzziness. This takes away the warm and fuzzy feeling we got yesterday here. You see this? That's cosmic spiral. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. You literally are taking my words. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. We're entering this area. We don't want to enter this area. This is the stay away from this area zone. Now, what about crude oil? Crude oil is still doing okay, but if we enter this area, we're kind of like getting back to where we started. He's not working for the market. He's working for the people. Yeah, Scampy. You should have seen what was happening in the White House on Sunday night. It was all about the stock market. It wasn't about the people. It was all about the stock market. And based on everything that Trump's been saying the last 24 hours, he's been doing nothing but watching the market. Come on, you guys know how things work. All right. So let's start looking at some assets. Dow Jones, did we take out yesterday's high? No. What's the key level we're going to be looking at today? 40,750 on the Dow. It's all right, Bob. I'm not going to do that. 40,775. We want to take out the high. We want to take out the high today. We don't want to come back. By the way, I want to show you something. Look at how price is right at the 8-day EMA and at the VWAP that I posted for you guys. I want to see this go up, not down. Okay? Okay? I want to see this come up. The level we want to break and defend is 40,000. Let's just make it easy. 40,800. How about that? 40,800. If we start breaking below 38,973, we don't want to get to the lower part of this. And there's a major trend line here that I drew for you guys about a week ago, and look how well it held. So we don't want to come down. We want to come up. I will be posting these in the free Telegram channel all day. I want to protect you guys. It's not about me making money right now. It's about protecting you guys. Let's look at the SPY. That's right, Vertuvian. Well, you guys are on the level today. I like this. Okay, SPY, we're down almost 3%. We need to get a, by the way, look at where we're at on the SPY. VWAP and my eight-day EMA. Never fails. We want to go above 580. We want to go to 549. We want to go to 549. Carla, I hope you're writing all of this down. What we don't want to do is go here. We don't want to go here. We don't want to go below this line, which I drew for you several days ago. I'll adjust it right here. 523.63. We don't want to go to 523.63. Are you guys writing this down? I hope you guys are writing this down. I'm not doing this for my gratification. Let's look at QQQ. QQQ. Let's see. QQQ is actually above the VWAP. Look, we're above this area and it's holding, but look at this resistance level that I drew for you several days ago right here. We're right up against it. You see, here's the level we don't want to get into. Here's the level we don't want to get into right here. So somewhere around here, we don't want to get into the 44,100 level. Yes, a long way to go, Boyd. You're absolutely right. But look at the volatility. Look at the volatility, okay? Yeah, we want to continue, not retrace. But even if we retrace, we could retrace back here and then start coming back up. That's fine. Volatility's high right now. But we don't want to go into this level. We want the bulls to defend at least 50% of this bar. We want to be on this side of the fence today, okay? And then hopefully get above the high. QQ did, yes, it did. Now don't ask because I'm busy writing this down. Good, Jill. Good. Good, 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 good. Beaten down, was completely beaten down before then. Assuming tax cut announcement would drive the market bullish today. Assuming tax cut? You mean tariff cut? DJ, tax cut? What tax cut are you talking about? I don't think we're cutting any taxes. Oh, Jonathan, I've been talking about reducing position size for several weeks now. So again, the level on the QQQ we want to break. I don't even really care if we break this level. I just want us trading right here above the 459.27 area. Yes, Richard, exactly. If we break 523 level and retest it to the downside, all bets are off. Good, Stacy. Good, 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 good. Yeah, I'm not really focused on that. Those things are not driving the market right now. What's driving the market, folks, is tariffs. 100, not 100%, 85%. Yesterday was 95%. Today it's 85%. By the way, speaking of tariffs, what's the market doing? My market's doing nothing. Sitting there at the bottom. All right, mega caps. Let's look at mega caps. This is not mega caps. Good, Mitch. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, 50%. We don't want. So we're good here. We're good on the Magnificent Seven. Look, the key is I don't want to go back into this shaded area right here that I drew for you yesterday. I don't want to. The 8-day EMA is the top of this area right there. I want to pretty much stay where we're at right now and not go any lower. If we go lower, we want to be above 44.23. We want to close today pretty much where we're at right now or higher. It would be fantastic if we broke the high. But the problem is if we break the high, even if we don't break the high, look at where we go. Huge, huge, huge liquidity zone right here. Huge air pocket. There's a huge pocket here for us. So my concern is that we're entering an area. Let me expand this. On the QQQ, we're entering an area. Richard, Richard, pay close attention to this because I know you actually follow this stuff closely. See, the problem is we're in this liquidity zone right here, and there's a lot of liquidity here. And I would feel much better if we got back, if we get into the 48 area right here, 48, 49, 50. But then you have this. So the QQQ is not, I mean, the mags are not in a great position right now. And my hope is that we don't go back into the 44.38 area and that we trade above 47.75 area today. And I hopefully that most of you are interpreting this as me not boasting about that I was right, but actually giving you actionable levels. SMH, same thing with SMH. Let me blow this up a little bit. Do you see? Let me actually also give you put this in the Telegram channel. So we don't want to go back to this area right here. We want to be above. We want to be here or higher. Here. I think that makes sense. If we go here, we're going to come down. If we come here, we're going to come up. Let me post this for you. Okay, I just posted that one for you too. Okay. So we're still very highly sensitive to news. What we want to see today on all the major indexes is trading above yesterday's high. That would go a huge way to bringing us some confidence. We don't want to see the bond market doing exactly what it's doing right now, which is going back into this gray area. That'll put a lot of pressure on the stock market. We also don't want crude oil to do exactly what it's doing right now, although we still have some room left. Even if everything happens the way, now here's the part I want you guys to pay attention to. Even if everything happens the way we want it to and the market goes up, here's the big problem. We are still below the 200-day moving average. So even if we come up here, the market will rally like there's no tomorrow, but we have a huge, huge liquidity problem right here. And on the mags, we're reaching it right now. You could see it right now, based on the picture I'll show you right now. We're reaching it right now. And see how we reached it yesterday and we bounced down from it right here? We don't want that. We want this to come full circle, go right in here and go higher and start flirting with this area. We don't want this coming here. The odds are, if we don't get anything from Trump today, any news, we're probably going to just kind of sit here and do it like this, like a hurry up and wait type of thing. Mark says somebody can teach us about relationship with bonds yield and the dollar index, maybe in the VIP room. Yeah, I could do that, Mark. I do it pretty much here all the time, but if you bring it up in the VIP room, I'll talk about it today. Let me make a note for myself. My work flow and relationship bonds, gold, US dollar. I could do that. I made a little note for myself. All right. 3 more months of uncertainty, maybe. What is the significance of the 50-day simple crossing the 200? That means bulls are getting a little more ballsy. That's a bullish cross. That's pretty significant, Gustavo. If the 50's crossing the 200 as it's coming back up, not if it's crossing down. If it's crossing down, that's an oy vey. And I think by now we all know what an oy vey means. It means ay, ay, ay. Any news on Pro Trader Update Trading View Scanner? Should be there today or tomorrow. He's just finishing it up this week. There's not much there to go. He might have already put it in there. We still have a ways to go. Yes. Now, folks, to answer your question of why I'm not giving you any stocks today, does everybody understand that I'm keeping you guys out of trouble? There's 8 stocks trading higher, making a 90-day high, and there's 3 stocks making a 90-day low. My dogs are going crazy right now. There is 4 stocks making a 52-week high, and there's 1 stock making a 52-week low. 1 stock making a 1-year low. There is 5 stocks making a 50-day high, and yesterday we had 701 stocks making a 50-day low. Today we have 3. We went from 701 to 3. No, I don't, David. No, I don't. David, write this down. SMH has to get above 265 in order for us to start looking bullish. By the way, folks, can you tell David how long I've been saying that for? Nah, I'm not going to fall for the FOMO. Folks, when the US stock market looks like this, the stupidest thing you can do is trade stocks. So let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let's say I picked the best short stock in the world yesterday, the best short stock in the world. I would have lost money. Let's say I would have picked the best long stock yesterday. I would have lost money this morning. Do you see the problem? We don't have any continuity. We don't have any congruency. We have just a bunch of craziness right now. Craziness, emotional craziness driving the market right now. So please, 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 please understand. I'm not trying to screw you. I'm not trying to be lazy. I'm actually really frustrated and bored because I'm sitting at the office and there's nothing for me to trade. So I'm going to give you stocks that I like to the short side. None of these are ready right now. They're all against the major trend. I am anticipatorily finding stocks that I think will be weak. These are stocks are not weak right now. It's actually trading above yesterday's high. So these are just stocks to add to your watch list. Please, please, aside from gold, don't do anything today. Please, 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 please don't. Just don't. Johnson Johnson, Moderna, if it breaks the low, we want all of these stocks to break the low first. And they're very far from it so far. Let me look at the market real quick. That market's coming up a little bit. See how they're all in this area? If I shorted this yesterday, it would have been against us 8 points. BBY. I'm only giving you stocks that I believe will be the best stocks. We're not there yet, folks. Don't go shorting these yet. HOLX. That's my short list. I got you, Kevin. I got you. Yes. Yes, Kanaka. I'm glad you understand. Now you understand. Okay. DC is very closely watching the market. CEL. That's like the only thing they're doing right now, and they're scared because if the long bond keeps going down, they're backing themselves up in a corner. Celsius, this company I like, it's not ready yet. It's got to trade above yesterday's high, which it's not doing, and it's very wicky here. And Newmont Mining. Oops, sorry, wrong ticker. Ooh, I went a little late today. Which I really don't really like right now. But I'm telling you, there's hardly any stocks right now. My suggestion, and I when I say this is my suggestion, I highly suggest this. If you were my kids right now, if you were my family, I would say please, 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 please do absolutely nothing. Wait for maybe day trade a little bit, the E-mini S&P because option volatility is so high. Don't do anything crazy. Please, please, please. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. We don't have an edge right now. We're completely dependent on whatever the White House says. Please, I'm not lazy. I'm not tired. I have stocks all day long going through my watch list. I'm literally sitting here bored to death because I want to trade and I can't. Please, if I'm doing that, you should be doing the same thing. Okay? All right, guys. Let me give you some links. We'll talk about what Trump is going to do next today at 10:40. I'll be in Graham's room with Kane. Kane, Graham, and I will be live at 10:40 today. Here is my VIP room, and let me give you customer service live. And honestly, I just want to protect you guys from yourselves. That's all I'm trying to do here. And Carla, I hope that you got something more out of this than me patting myself on the back over the last hour and 15 minutes that I've been here. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay out of trouble. And if you have a question, email me. Don't argue with me about politics. You're not going to win. Bye. Just kidding. Bye, guys. Oh, if you're an investor, just be very careful right now.